Rowing, it'll be the hardest thing that you ever love.
Send it!
My name is Greg Solo. I don't know if I have a title anymore. I'm just here.
And where is here?
I'm at Fountain Point Resort with the Forest Hills Northern Crew Team.
And what's the history of Forest Hills coming up to Fountain Point?
Oh, that's a very long story. Had to be about 5-6 years ago. Me and my wife were coming up to Traverse City for a winter weekend getaway. It just happens the night before we left, some crazy guy named Eric Zahender gave me a call saying he wanted to bring rowing to Traverse City. So happened to be coming into town that weekend, and it was, obviously very snowy, very icy at that time, and he invited us out to kind of take a look around. And I'd never been in this part of northern Michigan before. I'd been up to Fishtown, but I'd never seen what Eric has here before. When I saw it, I guess I kind of got it. It was winter, it was snow-capped and whatnot, but the first thing I thought, I says, it's too big and it's going to be too windy. And he says, well, I disagree with you. Everybody gets a lot done out here. It's very wide open and you can avoid things. So we came up the following summer to check on it again, and sure enough, he was right. And that kind of planted the seed to bring our team up here for a training trip. We've always had this open weekend on Mother's Day weekend where we really weren't getting anything done by doing small races back home. So it kind of inspired us to give this a try. We came up for the first time for just a Saturday only type deal, rode just Saturday, and we really liked what we got done on that one day, and 4 years later, here we are.
Don Boersma. I am the vice president of the Forest Hills Rowing Club. I have a daughter, a sophomore this year. She actually came up last year, so last year was my introduction to this facility, this place. Loved it. It was a great experience. They had great weather, had a great time rowing, and this year I've been for a year telling other parents who are novice parents who've never been up here, you may go to a regatta, see your daughter for maybe 10 seconds in a regatta, you don't see it. Come up here, you get on a boat, you ride in a boat, you can see your daughter 10 yards away. What a great experience. So I had to come this year, had to come back because she came back. Up here, because they are here, they're engaged basically for a day and a half. It really starts preparation coming up here. They know they're coming up here. You kind of treat it as a regatta. They're loading the boats the day before, just like you would a regatta. They get up here. And then getting on the water. For us, helping the coaches get all these kids up here. The other beautiful thing of this weekend for us, we have a lot of novice and first year rowers. There are some varsity rowers that are up here, but for the most part, this is a great opportunity for that young rower who may not get in a race until maybe their third week, and they may only have 3 opportunities to race the entire year. They come up here for basically 2 days. I think they got 5.5 hours, 6 hours of row time, and that's just huge for any student. And then it's great for the coaches because they can do switching on the boats, finding out what pairs work together, try new things. So it's great to be able to give the coaches an opportunity to try these new things in an environment where normally when we're back in Grand Rapids, because we're a team of 90, we have split our shift of the team. So you've got half the team rowing for an hour and a half, the other half comes in an hour and a half. So it is unusual, except maybe in a regatta where we have the complete team all together.
Brett, Noah C, and Isaac. Everyone know what boat you're in. We're taking out a lot.
All right, so what's the plan for the evening, Coach?
We're putting out the Army, man. Everybody's gonna row as many boats as we can across, and it's all good. How we structure our practices back home, it's mass chaos. We have 88 kids and we have 13 boats to manage those 88 kids, and it's basically we do a rotation between the equipment. The coaches stay the same, so we never really get a chance to, the team never really gets a chance to cohese, and the coaches also never get a chance to really debrief the kids after a practice because we're moving on to whatever's next really quick, be it the next practice, be it loading or do it some kind of planning. So we get all that done here, which we can't get done all season, frankly.
I love being on the row on the big open lake with all of my teammates, and it's just a really great experience. I love coming up here. I got really close with some of my boat mates, and we got closer with the guys' team, and it's just a great way to spend time with your team. You just kind of mess around. But I feel like coming to Leelanau is like the big turning point for us with going from technique to race pieces. So it's really good for training the novice because they really get into the rowing, and it's really good for the varsity too because we all get a really great team bonding experience.
Actually, what we have up here is mostly our young kids in the novice program. We think we brought up about 60 kids out of 88. So we have a very young team this year, which made this trip very important for us. Basically, what we're doing is going into our championship season over the next couple weeks. We have our state championships this coming weekend and our what we consider our big team championships, the Canadian championships, in 4 weeks. And what we're doing here is evaluating the novices to figure out which ones should be brought up to make those championship boats happen, to balance on our varsity boats, because we just haven't had a whole lot of time with them at this point.
So why make the trouble of loading boats, driving 4 hours, 2 bus loads full of kids? Why come north for that kind of evaluation?
We can't find it anywhere else. This is what we've always wanted, and a lot of it is the coaches that I coach with, we're all college rowers, and this is basically what we would be doing on a spring break trip. We don't have that opportunity at Northern to have this constant evaluation where we can put multiple boats side by side. Even at our place where we practice every day, if we were to stay home and do this, it wouldn't work. Our river's too twisty, there's too many distractions of the kids being at home and other activities. So for us, we need to get away in order for this to work for us.
This is definitely one of the turning points in our season that you can identify a rower before and after. It's a lot more fun. Get out to a new place. We get to race against the girls team. Normally we don't get to do that. There's a few co-ed boats that we put together, and I think that everyone learned a lot from each other.
What a great opportunity to get, for us, 90 kids together. That alone is hard to find a facility, a rowing facility that we can have our boats here, leave right from here, come here. Facilities from the standpoint of allowing us to host food, because of course eating is an important part of this.
Hungry?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Then if we were ever in doubt before, we won't be for long.
Go ahead.
The resort here, fantastic. Probably my greatest story that I'm going to have is they came off the water, the boys first, and they basically, from the time they got off the water the first time, which is about noon around there, they hung out together. I counted at any time we had 24 boys. At any one time there was at least 21 boys all together, all day. From the time they got off the water to playing football, playing volleyball, playing everything. So that is huge. The girls did the same thing. Their schedule was just a little different. So that rowing's only a small part of this. It's also the social side. Interaction with basically 90 other kids in your school that you may not have any connection to. But yet here you connect.
It's not something we plan, but it just kind of happens. The team really gets together as far as team bonding goes. You see them playing Frisbee and stuff like that. That is all stuff that we never get a chance to do at our place.
The big thing is, it's an expensive sport. The barrier to entry to get into this sport is large. These boats are not cheap. Transportation is not cheap. Commitment of the coaches, that alone is huge. So being able to support your coaches is a big thing. But for me, my daughter, who rows, this is fantastic. Like I said, it's an experience to come up here, an experience to see your daughter work as a team. She's rowing with 8 other people, 4 other people, watching them grow. it was fun watching them Saturday morning and then just coming off the water here Sunday, how much they've learned, improved.
It's going to be fun to see how this trip benefits the team in the next couple weeks. We saw some very encouraging things yesterday. It's going to be a lot of fun to see where we go from here. We're very optimistic. It's been the winter was very hard on us, so we're kind of feel like we've been behind all season, but yet the results say we're not. So it's going to be fun to see where the things actually shake out. Last year, we had our best season on record. We won one event in the women's championship category at the state meet. We qualified 2 boats for our Canadian secondary championship finals, which we haven't done in a long time. We're hoping to improve upon that. We've already won this year, which we did last year. We won a women's points trophy on the women's side already to this date. We didn't win that till a couple weeks from now last year. We're hoping to just keep building on that. It kind of seems like we're heading in that direction, but fingers are crossed. Anything can happen between now and then, but we're optimistic.
Anything you want to add about the weekend?
Thank you.